Nigeria Info. Let's talk. From more news to more talk. And more voices.
I thought to myself, where is the renewed hope?
This president is one of the best that have happened to Nigeria.
APC opposition list expectations for next INEC chair.
Let's reform for the good of Nigeria.
INEC shortlists 14 associations for political party registration.
This is the first time you see that legislature is defending the executive.
Negotiating with terrorists, and they're telling us what they want.
I don't know how else to describe it. Nigeria is not normal.
I want Nigerians to be prepared. The 2027 election is going to be an election that has been different from any other election we've experienced in Nigeria.
The conversation starts here. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. It's 2025. These conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Rebolo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
I've been dumping my mood further whenever people are clapping his praise singers when they ought to be telling him.
He did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data
The news update on 99.3.
Social media. Join Maryann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info.
It's the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimi Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Facts, and I'm Maryann Okon. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Super Eagles are playing today. That's all I'm going to say. For all the diehard fans, I'm sure you're ready to kick me out of the studio when the sports gang gets here. But in the meantime, let's look at the big three stories for today, shall we? Yes, on Hard Facts, most importantly, we start off with the big three stories trending on social media because you and I are talking about it and tweeting about it, making it to trend. Also looking at stories that are the biggest, gracing the covers of the national dailies for today. And of course, the ones that debut here in our news bulletin right here on the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. Did I say my name? My name is Maryann Okon. All right, from now till 4:45, I will be with you until it's time for us to join the Super Eagles in the field of play at the stadium in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, as they go head-to-head with Angola. That should be a walk in the park. It looked like it was going to rain today, but it didn't. Anyway, I like the weather. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's just in between. But welcome to the show. Let's get straight into the business of the day.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big Three Stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
Understanding Nigeria starts with asking better questions. Hard Facts on Nigeria Info, the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. Let's talk.
All right, let's go straight into the big three stories for today. Well, let's make it four, because the Enugu State Governor has finally picked up his broom. Well, this is not a surprise, because it's been touted in the news for about 2 weeks now. In fact, on that list was also the Osun State Governor, who many people think he's going to also join the APC in no time. The one that's surprising to a lot of people is the Bayelsa State Governor, just as I said yesterday. One's wondering what's sponsoring that move, but the average Nigerian politicians doesn't need any excuse. They just want to move. So here's a clip. Let's start with that. Here's a clip of the governor decamping to the APC and some members of the Executive Council rejoicing. This video is courtesy of X. Take a look.
So what's happening? We're in APC now. APC. Tomorrow is here in 100% APC. Yes. We have to join the trend of what is happening in Nigeria. Is Jagaban all the way? Good, come. Is APC all the way? From APC, tomorrow is here. From tomorrow is here. Bottom to the top is APC. From bottom to
Some members of the Enugu State Executive Council, they're speaking from, I don't want to say it because from bottom to the top. Anyway, congratulations are in order for the Enugu State Governor, who has moved to the APC. But let's move away from that. Let's talk about other matters. A top story here with the Punch newspaper. 2027 opposition splits over National Assembly poll shift plan. What exactly is that? Let's get into it, shall we? A fresh bid by the National Assembly to shift the 2027 presidential and governorship elections to November 2026 has divided opposition parties. While some described it as an attempt to extend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's stay in office, others agreed that it could strengthen Nigeria's electoral system if properly implemented. What's in the proposal? Well, the proposal, part of sweeping amendments of the 2022 Electoral Act, seeks to move the elections forward by 6 months to allow all pre- and post-election litigations be concluded before the May 29 handover date. If it is scaled through, the presidential and governorship elections would be conducted in November 2026 instead of the traditional February and March date. The proposal also forms part of the draft amendment to the 2022 Electoral Act, which stipulates that election for both offices must be held no later than 185 days before the expiration of the incumbent's tenure on May 29. Section 4, subsection 7 of the proposed amendment states that elections into the office of the president and governor of the state shall be held not later than 185 days before the expiration of the term of office of the last holder of the office. Now, for legislative elections, Section 4, subsection 5 of the proposed amendment provides that elections in the state houses of assembly and the National Assembly shall be held not later than 185 days before the date which each of the houses stands dissolved. An analysis of timeline shows that counting 185 days backwards from May 29, 2027 places the proposed election date in November of 2026, roughly 6 months earlier than the current schedule. Now, lawmakers said the adjustment would end the practice of swearing in elected officials whose victories are still subject to court disputes. The proposal also follows a similar move in July when lawmakers began pushing for constitutional amendments to allow all elections, both presidential, governorship and National Assembly, state and assembly hold on the same day in 2027. That's what was running in the back of my head. I was just thinking, if we must do this, then we should do the whole damn thing. Yes, the whole shebang. Yes, every election holds on the same day, so no one plays any hanky-panky. Enugu? Yeah. I don't know what your thoughts are, but this is an issue that's, being debated right now. And certain people are saying, you guys are trying to extend the tenure of the president. And some people are saying, well, this is the best way forward. And the others are saying, yeah, let's debate it. But how many of us are following the current constitutional amendment procedure? There's one that the National Assembly is pushing and calling for people to come and be part of. How many of us are interested? Are we following it? Do we know what it is? Do we know what the amendments are? The ones that have scaled certain readings and the ones that we're pushing to? Because, I asked Mr. Ame yesterday, if we're saying that we need to phase out coalition centers, are we pushing for it now? Because this is the best time to push for it. Anyway, you'll share your thoughts with me on this particular issue. But let's move away from that and let's talk about something that's still, clinging to the agbada of Mr. President. Of course, the issue of presidential pardon and prerogative of mercy. Apparently, the Punch newspaper here has a headline that says, slain husband's family slams Tinubu's pardon for Maryam Sanda. And those who do not know is that Maryam killed her husband in cold blood. Well, the family of the late Biliaminu Bello has condemned the presidential pardon granted to his wife, Maryam Sanda, who was convicted of and sentenced to death for his murder. Now, they described the move as the worst possible injustice any family could be made to go through. In a statement yesterday, Dr. Bello Mohammed, on behalf of the family, said the decision by the president to include Sanda among the 175 inmates, recently pardoned under the prerogative of mercy, had reopened painful wounds that had barely healed. Don't forget, this thing happened in 2020. It's just barely 5 years. To have Maryam Sanda walk the face of the earth again, free from any blemish from her heinous crime, is as if we had merely squashed an ant. It's the worst possible injustice any family could ever be made to go through for a loved one. This is what the statement partly read. And I want to put up that statement. If we can help me, guys, project that statement. I don't know if you can. But this is the statement by the family of Maryam. It's heartbreaking, if you ask me. This is... I know. And I read the statement and I read the reasons for which Mr. President gave these, pardons. And I'm still thinking to myself that I really want to know what exactly could have prompted Maryam and several other drug guys being on that list, especially for Maryam. I hear that people kill mutilate their partners because they were caught cheating, or why would you want to have someone's blood on your hands? And I'm not sitting as judge or jury, but I'm just saying, I don't know what timing. If the president decided to pardon her 20 years down the line or 10 years down the line, would it still be good timing? Because I don't know if timing is the issue. I don't know at what point in time will... I don't know when it would be okay for anyone on both sides to say, well, it's been 10 years. Let it go. Your child died. Okay, so what? How does that sound? Yeah. So that's that story. I'm just going to move away from it and talk about the amount of monies that's supposed to be accrued to us from mining activities across the country. Now, this is a story from the Guardian newspaper. This is my third big story, okay? Yeah. RMAFC decries poor mining revenue remittance and moves to plug leakages. Let's get into it. The chairman of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Mohammed Shehu, has expressed concern over what he described as gross underperformance and negligence in the remittance of mining revenues from the Federation account, despite the massive scale of activities ongoing in Nigeria's solid mineral sector. Now, speaking at a one-day sensitization workshop on the implementation of new solid mineral data rendition templates for effective revenue monitoring held in Asaba, the Delta State capital, Shehu lamented that the country's mining industry remained a largely untapped gold mine due to poor oversight and weak institutional coordination. Well, where is Dele Alake? Because you see, Dele told the president that last year that, mining activities were just going to be monies that were going to come into the coffers now, and all of that, I remember him presenting some gold bars to the president, etc., etc. And for us, there, it was a good thing because there's a lot of mining activities going on across the country. My state, for example, limestone, and several other things. My state has the highest untapped natural gas, just lying fallow. That's one. We have, when I was a child, I think we used to have Calcimco. That's the first cement company because of the amount of limestone that Cross River State has. Akamkwa local government is very big. It's almost the size of a Akwa Ibom State put together. And that's the place where we have the highest deposit of limestone. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know about geography of that part. So if they're telling us on one hand that, mining activities are now, supervised and we can now, get our monies accrued to government coffers. But then the RMAFC is saying, sorry, we're not even seeing the money because there's no control, there's no oversight. Hey, who do we believe? Welcome. This is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Join the conversation on our live stream. Post your comment. The biggest stories for today, obviously, is the response from the family of Sarah Sanders' slain husband. The RMFAC saying, look, we're not seeing money in all of these mining activities across the country. Where's the money? Also, Enugu State Governor has decided that he's no longer happy with the umbrella. He's picking up the broom. And most importantly, we're looking at, of course, what the National Assembly is pushing for. Elections happening earlier than the due date. And, of course, making sure that all of the court cases are done and dusted before swearing in. Could this be a way to regularize the election calendar? Is this something we should welcome? That thing you guys say. Is this a welcomed development? 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp. It's 0809 5975 805. On X, use the hashtag Hard Facts. Would like to hear your thoughts. We'll take a very quick break. Quick break. When we come back, you'll share your thoughts with us. Welcome to Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Nigeria's biggest decisions start with the hardest questions, and I'm asking them on Hard Facts 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shegwa Rinze.
Trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts
with Maryann Okon
on 99.3.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria Info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now, launch the app on your device. Click the 3 lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Oh, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Say hello, Lagos. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, Abuja. This is Kids FM, the family fun radio. Kids FM is packed with exciting drama, engaging games, inspiring stories, great music, and the kind of conversations that bring families even closer. From sunrise to sunset, we've got something special for everyone in the family. Kids FM is fun for children, cool for teens, and just perfect for parents. It's more than radio.
It's packed with educational content such as language shows, quizzes, storytelling, fun facts, and many more.
It's a family experience you can count on every single day. So, wherever you are, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, or anywhere around the world, you can tune in live on 101.7 Kids FM or stream online at kidsfm.ng. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at kids.fm.ng for all the fun updates, giveaways, and behind-the-scene moments. Kids FM, let's play!
The voices that speaks the truth. Live from the heart of the conversation.
I think there's nothing that has strained our nerves like this concept of unity.
The politicians who are pushing out this narrative, they are not tribalistic, but they are making you tribalistic.
Nigerians have expressed outrage over the certificate forgery by Nigeria's Minister of Science and Technology.
Same-sex marriage, Church of Nigeria rejects election of new Archbishop of Canterbury.
That the people that are killed in the Boko Haram or terrorism across this country are only Christians. That is unfair.
We are complaining. Election will come. We will still collect 1,000 naira and still vote for the same people.
Gas was to be sold by Dangote at 800 naira. It's all these gas dealers that block it.
Match your actions or match what you are saying with reality.
Stay with us. More coming up on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Understanding Nigeria starts with asking better questions. Hard facts on Nigeria Info, the nation's #1 talk, news, and sports radio station. Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts. This is the Big Three.
The Big Three
on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, we're back and we're taking your thoughts and comments on the big three stories on Hard Facts. 99.3 Nigeria Info. 0201-277-0993. That's 0201-277-0993. That's for the gentlemen. For the ladies, 0201-465-7190. That's 0201-465-7190. On WhatsApp, it's 08095975805. You can send me a message. If you're listening from outside of the country, you want to be part of the conversation, yes, you can call us. Only those in the diaspora are allowed to call us on WhatsApp. That's 08095975805. Join the conversation on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. Post your comment. I would love to read from you. 60 seconds is all you have. Let's go straight to the point. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Princess Maryam Okon. Good afternoon, Peter Bonds from Shangotedo.
Hello, Peter, go ahead.
Who won't pursue you from studio because of Nigeria? Moreover, they are playing Benin, not Angola.
Sorry, Benin, my bad. My bad.
Okay.
I'm not interested in the match because I'm afraid that they'll break my heart.
Same as me. But we just only watch just to fulfill all righteousness. I give it to Benin because I want Benin to go to the World Cup.
Why are you not patriotic? I don't like that.
I don't know when you say patriotic, when you know that our boys are not performing. I keep saying we don't have a coach. NFA keep bringing forward.
I'm sorry, I beg to differ. Excuse me.
We don't have a coach.
I beg to differ. You don't have a team. Beat me. You don't have a team.
Maryam, make I go for where I want to go, Joe. Okay.
Let's go.
And we talked about Mba going to PDP. After all, the Bayelsa State Governor, he has completed his 8th term. And you know what Adams Oshomola say? If you come to our party, your sins will be forgiven. And his 8th and his 2nd term is finished. And you know, such people like that, I don't know, you know the law. The financial crime will want to go after them. So they want to, for safe havens, to go to APC. You understand?
But Mba has done an amazing, fantastic
No, I'm talking about Bayelsa State Governor.
Yeah, okay.
You understand? I'm not even looking at Mba. After all, it is their right because they are first. Then quickly, the election to come up in 2026 November, for me, I think it's a good development. And in those days, all the election, be it presidential, be it gubernatorial, all this in one day. I think this will kind of reduce a kind of lopsidedness and rigging. You understand?
All right.
And
thank you very much.
6 months window for trials. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much for calling. I don't want to talk about Super Eagles, but I put it to every one of you. that you have standalone great footballers, but you don't have a team. I'm waiting for Sports Gang to come and argue with me. Welcome to Hard Facts. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Yes, what's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Joe Gabriel calling from Lekki.
Go ahead.
Maryann, I always like to say God bless you for the great job you are doing for this country.
Thank
God will reward you.
Amen.
Greatly. Maryann, let me quickly, you'll be woman who is sabi football to know that the player is the problem, not the coach. God bless you for that.
God bless you.
Let me go. Maryann, if we like, we talk from now to Jesus. The kind of human being that we are. If we talk from now to Jesus come, Nigerians will never change. The politicians, they will never change. Maryann, I don't know why. If you like, talk. The politicians will never change. The people will never change. These are the people that are clapping for the governor that defects to APC. They are facing what? Maryann, please. You know Nigeria matter. I don't have much to say. Please do enjoy the rest of your.
You too. Thank you very much for calling. 0201277093 020146579190. Join the conversation. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. This is Tunde calling from Maryann.
Tunde, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
You know, Nigeria having match with you. I'm expecting winning from Nigeria because it's been long that we went to World Cup. You understand what I'm saying? But what about the evening? What are the planning? What are the settings?
Exactly. Is it just to go to World Cup and then the next day they will send us home? What's the essence?
It's been long that we visited World Cup now. It's very, very
okay, so where we just want to visit the World Cup. We don't want to play. We just want to say that we went. Abby?
But it's a game of football. Anything can happen in football.
Oh, God. This is the problem with this country. We are not realistic.
Yeah, we don't want to make our country better. Because we want best for our country. That was why we are supporting. That's why the setting is not good.
Okay.
We don't have where to go. Rather than to want best for our country now.
Okay.
So I prefer South Africa to play to why Nigeria will win today.
Okay. Oh yeah. No problem. Thank you,
Nigeria.
Tunde, for calling. I do appreciate it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Uzoma on the line.
Uzoma, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Maryann. Instead of us to just win and go there, go show, put up appearance, please make them no win or make them no go anywhere. Yes. And pertaining to those who want to cross carpet to APC, what I have to say to them, woe unto them that want to turn this country to one party system because of what they will eat. Woe unto them. You can see that some of them is patriotic. They are only there for their belly, some of infrastructure. If they like, none of them go to APC. It's their own problem. Nigerians don't even care. We don't even tell them. Thank you, Jarine.
Thank you all for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
You
sir?
have Paul online.
Hello, Paul.
Issue of defection. It doesn't mean anything. They can defect. You can have a one-party state. That is what Tinubu wants. You know, when he ran Lagos State,
I don't think that Nigeria can be a one-party state because most politicians belong to one political party. That's not what it amounts to.
When 36 state governors defected, or they say, what do you call that?
You still have opposition parties. You still have a governor who's in APGA. You still have a governor that's in NMPP. You still have governors who are in the PDP.
You have today.
We have the PDP. I mean, because you don't agree to the fact that they are powerful doesn't mean that they do not exist. You have opposition parties. That is a fact.
A PDP is almost an ICU. Very soon now, maybe dead. Forget about all these politics they are playing. The party is gone.
All right. Okay.
As far as we can say. So, issue of what do you say last? I forgot.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for calling. I like a little banter here and there. I'll take a few more calls. Well, the governors are crisscrossing across political parties, and while Nigerians are still screaming about the fact that Mr. President pardoned drug dealers and the likes of Sarah Sanda or Maryam Sanda, I beg your pardon. Militants were having a peace meeting again in Katsina State. Take a look. And by the way, this is Makori local government area in Guga Ward, Katsina State. Just look closely at that video and see how much. I even saw a rocket launcher. Just keep watching. Interesting times that we live in, eh? This is how they carry out their attacks on motorbikes. Look at them. Watch closely. You will see a rocket launcher. Just keep watching. I'm really hoping that the Katsina State government will explain to Nigerians what we're seeing in this video. But yeah, it's the year 2025. 0201-277-0993. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. All right, sorry about that. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good evening, Maryann. I'm Madoka from Fresh Talk.
Welcome, Madoka. Go ahead.
The electoral reforms, the so-called electoral reforms, if they push it and it gets signed by the president, just know that is a rigging par excellence for the ruling party. But if the president says no, then it portends good for Nigeria. President cannot sign something that will work against him. He's in control of the Senate as we speak. There's one defection yesterday that gave APC absolute majority. He has all the governors. So the likely outcome may be that the APC will sweep polls across like the so-called bottom to top, or top to bottom. But there is weakness there, a threat. It might lead to constitutional confusion. The result might not be what be good for them. You know. So they should watch it.
How do you mean the result?
Allow a semblance
can you
of
explain?
democracy.
Can you just explain what you mean by the results might not be good for them?
Yeah, I mean, if you rig across, you can't. You know what's happening in other countries, in all these countries. The young people are rising up. You never know. Let them give us, even if Tinubu wants to come back, give us a semblance of democracy. Don't just mess this up, and there'll be some kind of interruption.
Okay.
Do your 8 years if you want to do, and move on so that we can get on with our life in stability.
All right.
Thank you, Maryam.
Thank you very much for calling. Let's go to our live feed on Facebook and on YouTube. Don't forget, if you're not watching us live on Facebook and on YouTube, you can post your comments on our live stream. I did show you a clip of the people of Enugu State, the members of the State Executive Council and the governor, as they decamped, or rather crossed Capet, I'd rather use the decamp, to the APC. They dropped the umbrella and they picked up the broom. Let's take some of your messages on Facebook Live, okay? Nduaguba Chinedu here says, he's sending us a message from Djibouti. He says, Maryann, FIFA is not INEC, where mathematical manipulations and results altering is the order of the day. No amount of calculator pressing and permutations, probability, and not even prayers will make Nigeria qualify for next year's FIFA World Cup. If the same lackluster attitude still exists in our sports administration, especially for football, then I'm still saying it right here that Nigeria will not qualify for 2030 World Cup in Saudi Arabia, which will make it 3 consecutive FIFA World Cup tournaments in a row missed by Nigeria. Your message is too long, so I'm just going to skip it. Joseph Ayong here says, Okay, John Bernard says, this video just has shown that military has been telling us lies. Okay. This one's from Hope Denda, and Hope says, good afternoon, Maryann. For me, the National Assembly proposed bill is not the issue because the politicians who win elections are most likely to win their court cases. The INEC is the issue. APC are the winners of the next general election, whether anyone likes it or not. The new chairman can't change anything. He would only aid their victory. He who pays the piper must dictate the tune. Emmanuel from Agbara sent that message. Joshua Godwin here on Facebook Live says, the amendment to the electoral law to allow court decide the winners before swearing in is a welcome development. It should be embraced by all, as this will put an end to the present practices. Okay. AB Ambo here says, thanks to APC and Jagaban, we now have a new entry into the lexicon of Nigerian politics. It is called bottom to top or top to bottom. It simply means when a nation becomes one party state through the defections of politicians from opposition parties to the ruling party. Dun here says, oh, Dun. Okay, thank you. Kende says, on presidential pardon, it's good to deliver to your... now you sabi. I'm going to skip that message. Sixtus, thank you for watching us from Alagbado. We appreciate it. Ozo Francis is listening to us from Amagunze in Enugu. Your governor has joined APC. What are your thoughts? Let's move away from that. Let's go to WhatsApp and read some messages quickly. If I have time, I'll come back to phone lines. Let's start here. Moshood says, Moshood, that message obviously is not for me. Thank you very much, Chinonso. Yes, we're playing Benin Republic. This one says, good afternoon, Maryann. The defection of Enugu State Governor to the APC is another big win for the APC and a vindication of the President Tinubu that he's a master stroke when it comes to Nigerian politics equation. And the opposition parties and their supporters can't comprehend. Tinubu is exhibiting real coalition for moving some opposition parties into the ruling party. Comrade Daniel Onobume. You know what I'm sorry. I think I think about weird things. Like, for example, you know how the opposition parties continuously said, oh, the APC has been sending people into the parties to disrupt the parties, What if the PDP is also playing the same card with the APC and sending their best men into the party to disrupt it? My mind works in a very funny way. Might not be true, it's just what if. All right, this one says, the proposal by the legislators sounds good on paper. However, the sincerity and willingness is another matter. They're always very manipulative in their ways. These are the same people who promised true federalism and electoral reform since 2015, but hardly taking any step towards that direction. The exercise may end up in some tongue twister. In between that may allow for many reasonable that may not allow for any reasonable progress. However, let's give them some support for avoidance of doubt. Steve from Ijaniki. In other words, choose. Steve says, I don't trust them. Adeboyega Adedeji here says, whether we like it or not, Nigeria is now in an era dominated by warlords, gangsters, and unchecked criminality. The actions and inactions of this government continues to embolden such elements. President Tinubu's recent decision to pardon individuals who fall into the categories of drug lords, gangsters, and even those who on death row is now a clear indication. Instead of strengthening justice, this move sends dangerous messages that power and connections matter more than accountability. I saw a photo of a guy who was a notorious, I think, kidnapper or something. I saw his dossier and it got me shook. I'm not even going to lie. I saw a dossier. So these are the people that the guy kidnapped. A judge of Edo State Judiciary, a top female of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Chudi Nwike, a former deputy governor of Anambra State who was killed by the same guy, Kelvin, while in captivity. Several members of NYC and security agents were kidnapped by him. He's also the mastermind of various attacks against security personnel, carried out several armed robberies and kidnap operations in Delta, Edo, Rivers, and Anambra State. He maintained operational bases and detention camps in Warri, Kokori community in Delta State, Ugbokolo community in Benue State, Benin City, Edo State, and Abia State. It would also be recalled that on the 18th of September 2013, Kelvin Oniara issued a 60-day ultimatum to the federal government to release some of his boys who were arrested by the DSS, or he would wreak havoc on innocent Nigerians. He was among those granted pardon by Mr. President. In a recent amnesty for some prisoners, and he has walked home freely after spending just 12 years in prison out of the 20 years of his sentence. These are the criminals that will be walking the streets thanks to Mr. President. Olushogajai here says, why are some people surprised about President Tinubu releasing convicted criminals, or are they not in Nigeria where dreaded bandits and Boko Haram had murdered thousands of innocent people's souls needlessly, and they were released, rehabilitated, some given cash and clothes, allegedly recruited even into the Nigerian security forces? I can't bet that anyone that got pardoned has one powerful... I can bet, I'm sure that's what you mean, that everyone that's been pardoned has one powerful person that pushed for it. Don't go and commit crime thinking you'd be pardoned or if there's no one to help you, he says. Chris here says, you are indeed accurate. Akampa local government is like a state on its own, and it's rich with a lot of natural resources and thick forest vegetation. It borders Odupani. Yeah. Thank you so much. I needed someone to support me on that because I know Akampa is as big as Akwa Ibom State. Yeah, you did go to Immaculate Conception in Famosin. Famosin, yes, obviously. And it has one of the most beautiful falls. It's called Kwa Falls. So you don't need to go to Victoria Falls. If you ever want to go see some America wonder in Nigeria, go to Kwa Falls. It's in my state. Yes, it's also a home to some species of monkeys, drill monkeys, actually. Yes, I know that. I think Cross River still has that, the only remaining species of drill monkeys. But then that's another conversation for another day. All right, let's move away from that. I've got 6 minutes on the clock. Lan here says, I think the amendment or extension of the election date is immaterial. If you ask me, the president should resist such a temptation for extension till after 2027 elections. Otherwise, it would look like he has a motive of wanting to extend from the regular date of elections. Some of these APC senators and House members are just there bringing wrong suggestions at the wrong time for their selfish reasons instead of focusing on what would lift Nigeria to enviable heights. Greedy and self-centered guys, he says. For Governor Mba of Enugu, bye-bye. I wish him well in his new party. These are such men that can never be trusted. A man who ought to stand his grounds with the party that brought him into power. It's a shame. Shame on him. Enugu people will still stick with the PDP in the next elections. But which politician is not about himself? Which? Can you point to one? Let's go back to the phone lines. Lagos, welcome to Hard Facts.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. This is Manuel from Bariga. For Peter Omba, actually, the governor is a performing governor.
Mm-hmm.
He has done wonderfully well. So, he has his own reason for cross-carpeting to APC, and I wish him well. Then, the issue of this peace pact in Katsina State, as long as, this killings will stop, I think I have to support it. Because it seems as if Nigerian security is overstretched. So we don't need to decide ourselves. If the peace pact will work and then all these killings will stop, I will support it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. But will it stop? I thought we'd never negotiated with terrorists. And who's going to account for all the lives that have been lost and the people that they've killed, the babies that they took out of pregnant mothers, and all of the women and children that they raped? A peace pact with people who killed you? I didn't know that we started negotiating with terrorists, but that's fine. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann Okon.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the merchant man.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about Mba's defection. He can defect all I know, all he wants. But the truth remains, if they know what they are doing, they can't continue to betray the people that entrusted their collective wishes and aspirations to them. All these things are just sheer the disappointment of people and betrayal, because you won an election based on the fact that people love the fact that you were in a particular party before you were voted into the position you got yourself as a governor, and you decided to change. No problem, but one day, monkey go market, you know, go return. Then on the flagrant abuse of power by pardoning criminals, all of us are seeing how it's going. Those who believe they have all it takes to either release whoever has been convicted by the court, they can do it at their will. I know it is all centered on 2027 elections, but sometimes you do some things in order to get some issues that you believe will favor you, but it might end that way you feel. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. I've got 2 minutes on the clock. Let me read some messages on X. Estelle Bully says, quick question. Should awards be a reward for misdeeds? The answer is no. How come presidential pardon is granted to hardened persons and drug lords? Is the president trying to pass a message, or am I missing something here? This is an utter rape on the justice system of this country. And she says, I'm disheartened. You and many other Nigerians who were complaining. I guess. All right. I think I can take one last call. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann. Good afternoon.
I just read your message. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't even know. All right. You would wonder why. Oh God, goodness me! I don't want to vent so much this afternoon. You would wonder why crime will continually thrive in this country unabated, simply because people are giving presidential pardon, pecks and handshake. Maryann, why would we reward injustice with accolades and awards? Why would we let people go after committing so much mayhem, unleashing so much terror to humanity? You know one thing about karma and posterity? It never forgets. No problem. Let's continue watching. When they come and apologize, we will tell them that God will judge them according to what they have done to each and every one of us. Maryann, have a nice one.
Thank you very much for calling. I can read a few more messages and then we'll go on a quick 2-minute break. When we come back, I'll read the rest of your messages. How about that? All right. Someone here says, the way leaders think in this country makes one wonder the kind of people that we have in this country as leaders. US conducts the election on November before January 21st. All the cases have been decided and the president is sworn in. Even Kenya here, Africans like us under 30 days, all the elections cases are concluded, the winner is sworn in, all because the election results are transmitted electronically in real time. It makes the litigation and the evidence gathering seamless and easy. With all the analog coalition of results, give us a year before swearing it in, it will still be the same. Your message is very long, Kelvin from Shasha. I've got to go on a break. When we come back, I'll read some more messages right after this 2-minute break. It's your Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Understanding Nigeria starts with asking better questions. Hard Facts on Nigeria Info, the nation's number one.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. This November, the Battle of Voices returns. Lagos's brightest secondary schools step into the arena. Each one daring to say, I beg to differ. On November 10th, the season 9 of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament begins. Passion, logic, and wit will collide, but only one school will claim the crown. I Beg to Differ Season 9, not just a debate. It's a war of words. Who will rise? Who will fall? Who will be champion? November 10th, 2025. Lagos's voices. Lagos's future. Nigeria's best of the best. The best. For sponsorship inquiries, email info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ. The Tournament of Champions.
service week. Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.